Here's Ralph Rockem Randolph. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me here, buddy.
Oh, sure, man. We got a clip for the show. Why don't you set it up? We can watch it, then we'll get into this. What are we going to look at here?
Okay, I think what we're going to look at is the finale. It's Monday night on Discovery Channel. So I think this is a clip from there. It's kind of the OK Corral. It's coming down to the final hour.
Couple of gangs.
Yeah, this shit's going to end.
You can't curse. You can't curse. That's the only thing about it. But,
is that a curse word?
Yeah, it should. Okay. It shouldn't be, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but so it looks like this is the showdown.
Yes, this is it. This is coming to the end. You know, the legendary motorcycle club there in San Diego set the 30-day. Hey, you guys straighten this out, or
cool?
Or
so
we're going to.
It writes itself. So here's a clip from the Devil's Ride.
All this abandoned.
Much. We get there first. We're all lined up, ready to go, looking at the watch, and man, sure enough, I hear them. I hear them coming. And at that moment, you actually realize it's on.
It's a cool shot.
I don't know if Sin Mob has anything up their sleeve. This could be a trap we're going into today. It could be a setup. I don't know what it is. But one way or another, it all ends today.
That's a cool. Those are cool shots. Those aerial shots. It's nice.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. The helicopter, the whole thing. It's pretty awesome.
So explain what we looked at there. It's a rival guy. Who are they? Who are the guys you're dealing with there?
The Laughing Devils. They were a motorcycle club there in San Diego.
Okay,
they had 5-6 years, and you know, a couple of members broke off or got kicked out of the thing, and they started their own club.
Right.
Then the club that got started from that is Sinister Mob, and
that's you guys.
Yeah, we took.
That's a great name.
Right. We took their colors. You know, we just reversed.
And that's a big deal.
And that's a big deal.
Right,
I mean, it's all about respect, and in a community, there's only one red and white club, one black and white club. You know, the colors are very
I hear you.
Very important.
Okay.
So these guys, we told them basically, we're taking your colors. There's nothing you can do about it. So that's the premise.
Sets this up. All right.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Were you part of the Laughing Devils to start, or did you come in after the schism?
No.
You started your own thing.
Yeah. I wasn't part of the original season. I mean, the original season, I watched it on television, and I'm like, I want to go kick all their ass.
I can make this better.
Sorry about that again. I want to go.
Asses is fine.
Okay, well.
Is that so? You said that to yourself, and you literally were like, okay,
right. And I'm like, hey, I want to do something about this. And then I watched the credits roll down, and it says Jason Hervey, Eric Bischoff.
Okay.
I know those guys.
I know Eric Bischoff, yeah.
Right,
I know of him. I know of him.
A good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've been friends with them. They used to live in Arizona. And so I looked at the credits. I'm like, hey, I got to do something about this. But, I wasn't sure what was going on. And then Jason approached me and goes, hey, man.
How did you know Jason? Jason is the... on the Wonder Years.
Yes,
that's what I know him from.
Jason Hervey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wonder
really?
Years.
Oh, no
Yeah,
kidding.
the
Okay.
brother.
Yeah, I know who he is, sure.
Yeah.
Fred
Could
Savage's
you ever
older
imagine
brother.
Jason Hervey and Eric Bischoff being partners? But they've been partners 20-something years.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I had read that Jason was real successful after the Wonder Years. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff, production and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you know him?
He called me up and goes, hey, man.
So he already knew you, or from what? Just like.
We did a pilot for a show called Taking Care of Business.
Okay.
We did that for A&E.
Right.
Before reality TV got crazy.
Yeah. Now
and they
it's
didn't
nuts.
pick it up. They're like, that's just too crazy.
Yeah.
No one's gonna believe this.
Now that's what they want.
Now that's what they want.
Right,
like, we don't have that situation anymore. But that's how I met Jason.
Well, dude, I respect you, man. You're a real man. You come in here, you ask for a Jim Beam.
Yeah, I mean, I show up on set here, and you guys go, let me get you a water. I'm like, this is New York Friday night. What are we doing?
Well, look at me. I've had my problem with that. That's why it's like, but no, God bless you. Go nuts.
Yeah, Jim Beam, the Devil's Cut. It's fantastic.
Salute.
So thank you.
Yeah. So explain how you got into the motorcycle thing. How young were you? What got you? Was your father into it? Like, what happened?
For me, I was 7 years old, man. I started racing dirt bikes and just
racing at dirt bikes at 7.
7, yeah. The small, small class.
Yeah.
And it just kind of evolved from there. And then I got into sport bikes for a while in college, and then eventually got into the V twins, the Harley stuff.
So literally, this is a lifelong thing, man.
Yeah,
lifelong passion.
It's been there my whole life.
And you started making a living with it by building bikes at a pretty young age, and so you're doing what you love.
Dude, yeah,
Living a dream.
I think that's success, right? If you're able to do what
Absolutely,
you love,
man. Yeah.
that's success, man. So I've had that. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, I remember I was working at the port in Newark, unloading ships as a longshoreman, and I made 60 grand when I was 22. And I said to myself, if I could make 60 grand a year doing stand up, then I'm a success. Or comedy in the comedy world, if I can make 60 G's, what I'm making loading trucks, then I'm a winner in life, right? Because I want to do it. So that's what made me do it. Sounds like you're living that tenfold, man.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been quite a journey, man. I've been very blessed to have the opportunities I've had, and it's really been a good journey. And now here we're on television. Fighting a rival motorcycle club.
It's awesome.
and being able to capture that. I mean, I just have to say something. You know, the cast is awesome.
Yeah.
But the crew that actually captures this.
Yeah, they got to be tough.
I mean, they got to be tough.
Yeah, they got to be tough.
Because
I'm looking at that. I'm saying to myself, they got to be tough
wow.
guys. Too.
Yeah. So think about this. Think about these guys, but there's 80 of them around this.
Right.
Because when you go beat someone to a pulp, you don't get a retake. You know, that's the difference in
Yeah, you can't do
reality
that
television.
again.
Like, you don't get to do it again. Okay, reset. Okay, you're going to get beat up again. Are you ready for that? And the guy's dripping blood and his eyes swollen shut. Like,
it looks like he's already beat up at the start of the fight.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a difficult thing to do. So there's a lot of people making this happen because you only get one take.
And they got to be good. They got to get the shot. You know, what about the biker world? You know, we hear little rumors about it. Is like the world you're in, are there a lot of truly dangerous guys there that you know? I mean, you know,
are you really asking?
Without getting into
You're
detail.
from New York, you know better.
Without getting into detail.
Yeah.
It's
a dangerous world, and it's really
guys you don't
down,
mess with for real. Right.
It just boils down to respect. If you're respectful to people, you're going to get the same respect back.
Yeah.
If you're not, they're probably going to take it up a notch.
Right. Okay.
You know?
I hear you. So I mean, yeah, that's a man's world. Respect. Sure.
So how often on your show are there actual like people getting injured?
Beatings?
Yeah.
Often.
This is an often thing.
Yeah. There's more stuff going on behind the cameras than you guys get to see. You have no idea.
I'm sure.
Yeah. The politics of dealing with the motorcycle clubs, because we exist in this world. It's not like, you know, again, it's not like scripted show where we go on set, we do our thing, and we walk away. We're in the community. We're living this.
I'm sure you got to make sure.
You know,
right? I'm sure you got to make sure you're not disrespecting people all the time, or they're not disrespecting you, and that's a fine, sort of stressful line to walk.
Well,
in that world,
yeah, it's 24/7.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're on the defensive all the time because you guys? I mean, you said you took their colors, right? So basically, do they have reason to come and just, you know, sucker punch you whenever they want? I mean,
it sounds like it.
Yeah, let's put it this way.
Now watch your back.
You can do whatever you can back up. How about that?
Oh, that's true.
Wow.
No, exactly. I always say that on sports, too.
Is that fair, right?
Well, look, I always said on sports, too, if a guy's cocky, like I remember Reggie Jackson came to the Yankees in the late 70s, cocky as hell, but then he hits 3 home runs in a World Series game.
Yeah.
If you back it up, you back it up, right?
So
it's not about talking smack, right?
Yeah.
It's about guys that really back stuff up. So, I mean, for us, we're very approachable. We want to talk to you. We want to know your story.
Right.
But be respectful about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I would think that's the right move.
So you felt like you could, everyone from the Laughing Devils, you could take them. And as a result, you wanted to take their colors. And you had a group of guys with you that you felt like, I mean, how do you recruit? Is it like you want to find the toughest guys out there, or do you want to find the guys with the coolest bikes?
You do have to find the right guys.
I mean, it's got to be.
But it's not about the toughest guys. It's about the guys with the heart. The guys aren't afraid to go, right?
Loyal and hard.
So you got to have a heart, man. I mean, you know that. I mean, this city right here is all about heart, right?
Absolutely.
So you got the small guy that's got a big heart.
Yeah,
you can do something.
You could keep a career going with just heart. Absolutely.
Exactly. So that's
wow.
Now, how's the transition to television from that world? How's it going? It seems like it's going great. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, we're having fun. I mean, the crazy thing, I didn't know what Twitter was, but we got Twitter fans that are off the hook, right? And they're fighting with each other because there's some Twitter people supporting the Laughing Devils.
Twitter gets nuts.
And they're fighting each other. So we got a Twitter war going on. It started out, even Kurt Sutter from the Sons of Anarchy had him and Jason, and we got into this big deal, and it's just kind of crazy how simple something can get out of hand.
Now,
I mean, that's how dangerous this world is.
Do you like the Sons of Anarchy, the show? Is it?
I love it. I'm a great fan of it.
Accurate. Okay, good.
Not accurate.
But
not
a good
accurate,
show.
but very good. Very good show.
All right.
You know, I respect all those guys. Love their work.
It's good acting.
Yes, they do a great job.
Right. Now, do you know, like around the country, you're a guy, you said you're from New Mexico. You've been in, how long you lived in San Diego then?
Including right now?
Yeah, I guess.
Not long.
Not long, yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, I live in L.A.
Right.
I
you
mean,
live in
I have,
LA.
I have the
Okay.
charter down in San Diego, but
Yeah.
I actually live in L.A. I'm up in Northridge.
Now, how much, are you guys a national organization, the gang, or no?
No, we really don't refer to it as a gang. Can we call it a motorcycle club?
A motorcycle club. Okay, that's a, no, I forgot. That's a little out there. That's old school. The motorcycle club. Is it?
Yeah, it's a motorcycle club, and it started in San Diego, and we started this thing with a group of guys, mostly ex-military.
That's a lot of those guys are. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
they really are. I mean, it's hard to replace this excitement in the military. I mean, I was in the Marine
you got
Corps.
to keep that going. You were a Marine.
Yeah, I was a Marine. Grizz
Wow.
was in the Army. Bubba, which is no longer with us, was in the Navy. I mean, and Head Case, yeah, he was a Marine.
Yeah.
So it's mostly ex-military guys that like still crave that excitement, that adrenaline.
You can't leave that world and work in a cubicle as a salesman somewhere.
Yeah, you can't fire a 50 cal machine gun out of a helicopter
Right.
and go back and put a tie on and go, hey, this is cool.
Dude, I was there for 8 days doing stand-up for the troops in Afghanistan, and I was in an Apache helicopter, the whole thing. And even that 8 days, I came back and I was like, wow, it's insane. How do you keep this going? And
It's a rush, right?
yeah,
I mean, it's one of those things.
They let
that
me
you
shoot
can't
outside the
replace.
helicopter. I was like, this is
How
unbelievable.
much fun was that?
It was fun. I was horrible at it. These kids from Mississippi were like, damn, you can't hit a mountain.
Yeah.
But I was.
It's a good thing you got a TV show because you can't shoot for shit.
Right, I felt like a wuss. But no, I said to him, well, what if I accidentally kill a Taliban? And the guy goes, that's one less guy I gotta kill. So I was with the real guys. So how long were you a Marine for?
I did 5 years active
Wow,
duty, and I
okay.
did 3 years in the reserves, and I loved every minute of it. It was probably the best thing I ever did in my life.
Well, good for you, man. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and I support those guys. I mean, I've got a couple of charities I work with, Operation Homefront. Last year on the show, we gave a home away to a wounded Marine.
That's awesome.
And
That's a big deal.
this year, we're supporting Canines for Warriors.
Right.
And that's another project there.
Yeah, that's a big deal, the dog thing.
Yeah, they're doing taking rescue dogs.
Right.
And they're making them service animals for these guys that are having a hard time. And you know,
Those
I know
dogs
that-
are straight from God, man. What those dogs do is unbelievable.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
And it puts them back in the game of life.
Right.
I mean, it's just these guys. There's so many walking wounded that people don't understand.
No, and that's a charity I've worked for before. That's one of those real things where like you can't go wrong doing stuff for them. You know?
So they're not getting enough support. So I think it's our responsibility as veterans to take care of our own.
Yeah. Well, that's how it started back in the whole motorcycle club thing started after World War II. Guys came back from World War II and wanted the same thing, kind of the rush thing, and that's how it started, right?
Right, and they had things in common, and you know that whole thing, and the motorcycles were exciting. I mean, could you imagine being in the 50s and having a motorcycle and what that was like?
Right.
I mean, so that was the excitement and that whole thing. So that's where it all grew from, and that's what we're kind of trying to put back on the ground, that foundation, the essence of the beginning of this.
Right.
Hey, a bunch of guys hanging out with the same interests, having a good time.
That spirit.
That spirit. It's not about being a thug or about really
About camaraderie.
We don't.
Yeah.
Most guys have very, very good jobs. They're professionals. They own their own businesses. You know, they want to have a good time together.
It's something they really need, you know, and that's cool. I mean, you know, it keeps you out of trouble too. I wish I had something like that.
Or maybe it doesn't. I mean, that's a problem.
Are a lot of the guys in the Laughing Devils, were they ex-military as well? Or is that more you
I
guys?
think there was a few of them that were ex-military, but I mean, I really don't get into their history. I don't care for them, so.
It's a real
isn't
thing.
there a common,
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be like a common bond in that regard though? Like, let's say there's some Marines over there. Wouldn't you feel sort of
good point.
like a brother to them?
Danny Boy, that was the president of the Laughing Devils. He's a retired Marine.
Right.
And I got a lot of respect for him for that. He was a drill instructor for a long time doing that, so I respect that as well. And I have respect for him, but if he doesn't want to listen to someone at a higher pay grade, then, we'll deal with it.
Now, what was your father military as well, or
No.
I mean, what made you go?
I don't even know who my father is.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, who knows?
Now, were you raised by your mom, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's probably a strong woman then, right? I mean,
Yeah, I think so. She runs a Belmont company in Arizona. So.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Well,
Her and my brother.
You need a strong woman. You're like my old man, passed away at a young age, and you need a strong mother sometimes to get you going, and it makes you more of a man sometimes too, because you want to do right by him, you know. Was she upset with the military thing?
No,
That you going
actually,
in there?
that was a proud moment for her.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
well,
by the way, I brought you a hat. I know you like hats.
Yeah,
I brought you one of the knockout hats.
thanks, man. I'll put it on now. You'll see why I wear hats in a second. I'll put it on. You know, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and you can hang a couple segments, right, brother? You got the Jim Beam going.
I'm in, man. Just keep this coming. As long as the devil cuts run the.
When's it air? Plug the show. When's it air officially?
The finale is Monday night.
Monday night on Discovery Channel.
10
What time?
o'clock.
10 o'clock. All right, we'll be back with more Ralph Rockem Randolph after these words.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.